So on behalf of the Goat Life family, I'd like to thank you all for coming to our wonderful film. It took us 4 years to do. And during those 4 years, all of our lives have just been projected in front of us. A lot has changed. We grew, right? As you could see from the movie, I actually had to grow a beard. And we took inspiration from the lead actor, Prithviraj, who did an extraordinary job. And I have said before that for him to gain and lose weight is very, very dangerous. And the fact that he was able to do it successfully was amazing. So taking a page out of his book, we were inspired to, put on weight, lose weight, grow hair, lose hair. And but we weren't really expecting to grow gray in the process. But it was an amazing film. It took Blessy 16 years to do, and I couldn't help but notice that a few years back, 16 years ago, I was at a job that I wasn't really happy with, and I supplicated to God, Piore Rahmani, right? And during that time, there was another great giant of a man who was on the other end of the world, who came together with a novelist in Benjamin, and they sat together with a great actor, Prithviraj, and Amala, and they came up with this wonderful, wonderful story that, from what I know, you've been waiting years and years to watch, and we are so honored and blessed to have brought it to you finally. We had a lot of challenges, all of us. I mean, the first day of shooting with the milk scene, I'm actually lactose intolerant. I don't drink milk. So I had to down like half a liter of milk, and then I threw up, and I felt really embarrassed because I'm representing Sudan in the UAE. So, with all these, great heavyweights, like Jimmy John Louis and Prithviraj and Robin Das and Mr. Talib Muhammad from Oman. So I was representing two countries, and I had to get back on the horse. So I went there, took a shot, and then continued the scene. And also in the wedding scene, I was carrying the cauldron, so I carried it up. And what they do is there's something called the zarb in Arabic culture. So what they do is they take a cauldron, and then they put like some meat, and then they put it down on the ground, and then they cook it for like 5 to 7 hours. And then after that, I had to carry the cauldron. And this was a problem because had I dropped it, that's 5-7 hours gone, and then I had to fly back to Abu Dhabi the next day because I had another shoot for another series. So while picking it up, one of the Bedouins actually swung the hook on the pole, and one of the embers from the pole flew in the air, and I'm looking, I'm like, no, and it went through my toe and actually burned my toe. And I had to wait for like 1 hour after the shoot was done, and then spoke to the paramedics. But it's been one hell of a journey, and I couldn't have done it with a lot of people that were here in my journey. So I'd like to thank Mr. Ivor Gracias, who first got me the script. And after reading it, I knew it was going to be a winner. And it took us 2 years until we actually started shooting. And I memorized the script by heart. So while I was sitting with my friends right now, we had my manager, as you met her, Ursula, and I was also joined by the wonderful stylist that I worked with. She's also a Malayali, Bindaya Nelson. And Bindia, right? Bindia, right, the Bindi, all right, I forgot, right? And then I had two of my guests also, a megastar. She's an amazing R&B singer. Her name is Sophia Evangelina, and her mother. So it was very important for me to be from the UAE community and have other people from the UAE community represent this film. I would have loved to have had Jimmy John Louis and everybody here. And I'm just glad that I was here to, represent the UAE and Sudan the best way that we can.
How was it working with a Malayali crew in a Malayalam movie? I mean, I understand that you've worked in more than...
Yes. I've worked in Hollywood, and I've done some things here regionally. I mean, I said this before in the press conference, and I wouldn't mind saying it again because it is true. There is an unconquerable attitude when it comes to Malayali films and Malayali talent. While we were watching, we couldn't tell what was real and what wasn't. And I was in the film, and I couldn't tell, So Ursula was asking me, are the birds real? I'm like, I don't know, But what I love most, and I've said this before, nothing can stop Malayalis from doing whatever they needed to do. I mean, just this unconquerable spirit is something that we can all learn from, and I think that is the whole message behind the film, is never to give up. If Never to Give Up was a group of people, it would have to be Malayalis.
Apart from the script, did you get an opportunity to read the novel itself?
Not yet. I'm still waiting to read it in English.
And were you able to meet Najib in person?
Of course. I have to say, meeting him and seeing Prithviraj, I have to say, beyond a shadow of a doubt, there was no one that was born to play that role but Prithviraj. The likeness is uncanny. I didn't know whether I was talking to Najib or Prithviraj. Minus, of course, the makeup. And Prithviraj, I meant Najib. Well, you see, I can't even tell the difference between Prithviraj and Najib. I don't know who's who, right? So the thing about Najib was he's been through a lot, and you can see that. He's a great man with very kind eyes, but you can tell that he's been through a lot of pain. And the fact that he was, here to, tell the story it's just amazing. He's an icon of immeasurable strength and kindness. Usually when you're in an environment like that, you tend to be very jaded, but he wasn't. He was very kind, very welcoming, very humble.
So as somebody from UAE, I have to ask you this.
Sure.
Because this story is a true story which happened in Middle East long back. So as a person from the Middle East, what do you think about what happened to Najib long back? I mean,
well, what happened to Najib, I guess, can happen to anyone. And, we have this old saying in Arabic, all your fingers are not the same. So we can always meet people from different parts of the world, but that doesn't represent those people from that part of the world. You understand what I'm saying? We have a lot of people, we have a lot of examples, right? Okay, without mentioning any names. There's a lot of people that came from a lot of parts of the world that you thought, how can this person be from that part of the world? But then they helped us, change our perception. For example, Oscar Schindler and Steven Spielberg's Schindler's List, right? He helped a lot of, people in the Holocaust. Right, but he was working with the Nazi Party. But you see, all your fingers aren't the same.
So now, finally, you've worked with a Malayalam crew and in a Malayalam movie. Are you looking forward to work more in Malayalam?
Absolutely, beyond a shadow of a doubt. I can't wait, because what I learned from this film is that you can grow artistically and personally, and working with Malayalam talent will change your life forever. And the most important thing is it will always challenge you. And that, as an artist and as a person, is very important for our growth.
Any plans to learn the language too?
Absolutely. I'm a dosa addict already.
Okay.
Paneer dosa is my fix.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Aby.
Okay.
Rik Aby. And R-I-K A-B-Y. Also, I want to point one more thing. The name that I've given to the character, Jasser, is a tribute to the head of the Hoyta tribe, Sheikh Eid, and his son, and their whole tribe, the Hoyta tribe. They worked on a film a while ago, and it was nominated for the Oscars. It's called Deeb. So his son was in there, Jasser. So as a tribute to him, and the wonderful hospitality of the people of Jordan, I named my character after his son, Jasser.
Do you mind telling us which was your first movie, in which language?
My first English language movie. Wow. Okay, that's a tough one. Okay, so my first English film.
First movie.
My first feature.
Yeah.
My first feature was in Emirati. It won audience jury award. It's called Raboob, which means storm. And then after that, I went for another film. I did another film in, I played a Nigerian character, funny enough, right, who was kind of like a matchmaker for a Emirati director, Jamal Salim, and he was also a writer. And with the great Mansour Al-Fili and Dr. Habib Kaloum and Abdullah Zaid and Juma Ali. So I did that film when I was my third year in university. And then after that, I did a bunch of other films, A Tale of Shadows, Until Midnight. But my first Hollywood film is called The Misfits.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And I had the same beard, and we were shooting it in 2019.
Okay,
Yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.